Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're exploring the fascinating world of United States Washington quarter dollars. While millions of Washington quarters have circulated across America for decades, certain dates, mint marks, and rare mint errors have made some of these coins highly desirable among collectors. Even coins in very fine circulated condition can sometimes sell for impressive prices at major auctions because of their rarity, historical importance, and collector demand. In today's video, we'll count down the top 6 Washington quarter dollars with no mint mark and demint mark that every collector should know about. You might even discover one of these valuable quarters hiding in your pocket change, coin jar, or old collection. The Washington quarter dollar was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the coin features Washington's portrait on the obverse and, for most of its history, an American eagle on the reverse. The Washington quarter has remained one of the most popular and widely collected coins in the United States. Over the years, billions of quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark during certain years and at the Denver Mint with the demint mark. While most examples remain common, certain dates, varieties, and minting errors have become extremely desirable and continue to attract strong collector demand at auctions around the world. If you collect Washington quarter dollars, always examine each coin carefully under good lighting using a magnifying glass. Check the date, mint mark, lettering, and major design details for double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, clip planchets, repunched mint marks on older issues, and other minting errors. Coins in very fine condition often retain enough detail to make valuable varieties easier to identify. Never clean your coins, even if they appear dirty or dull, because cleaning can permanently damage the original surface and significantly reduce collector value. Store collectible coins in protective holders. And if you believe you have found a rare variety or important error coin, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service. Washington quarter dollars remain among the most exciting coins for collectors because valuable discoveries can still be made in everyday collections. Whether you're searching for no mint mark quarters, Denver Mint issues, or rare mint errors, every coin deserves a careful inspection. Some of the most valuable quarters ever sold looked completely ordinary until collectors recognized their rare characteristics. In today's countdown, we'll examine 6 Washington quarter dollars that have attracted collector interest because of their rarity, historical importance, and strong auction prices. Let's begin with coin number 1. Let's begin today's countdown with a 1968 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark in very fine condition. At first glance, this quarter may appear to be just another old coin that has spent years in circulation. However, many collectors carefully examine 1968 Washington quarters because certain varieties and mint errors can make them highly collectible. Even in very fine circulated condition, this coin continues to attract attention from numismatists who search for rare examples that can bring impressive prices in the auction market. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1968, the quarter had already become one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. The obverse features the classic portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse displays the iconic American eagle perched on a bundle of arrows surrounded by olive branches. The 1968 issue was produced after the United States Mint had transitioned from silver quarters to the copper-nickel clad composition introduced in 1965, making it part of the modern Washington quarter series. In very fine condition, the 1968 quarter still retains strong design details. Washington's hair, facial features, and ribbon remain clearly visible, while the eagle on the reverse continues to display most of its feathers and overall design. Moderate wear appears only on the highest points of the coin, giving it an attractive appearance while reflecting its years in circulation. Coins preserved in this grade are popular with collectors because they offer a balance between affordability and eye appeal. Although many 1968 quarters were produced, collectors continue searching them because of the possibility of discovering valuable mint errors and die varieties. Some examples have been found with double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and other striking abnormalities. These rare minting errors are far less common than ordinary circulation coins and can significantly increase the coin's collector value. Every year, collectors inspect thousands of 1968 quarters hoping to uncover one of these scarce varieties. Collector demand for the 1968 Washington quarter remains strong because Washington quarters are one of the most widely collected coin series in the United States. Many hobbyists build complete collections by date and mint mark, while others specialize in mint errors and die varieties. As older, circulated quarters gradually disappear from everyday commerce, interest in collectible examples continues to increase. In the current collector market, a standard 1968 Washington quarter in very fine condition is generally worth only a modest premium over its face value. However, coins featuring significant mint errors or rare die varieties can command much higher prices. Depending on the rarity of the error, the overall condition, and professional certification, exceptional examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at major coin auctions. If you own a 1968 Washington quarter, inspect it carefully under good lighting using a magnifying glass. Examine the date, lettering, and major design elements for signs of doubling, die cracks, off-center strikes, or other unusual characteristics. Never clean the coin, as original surfaces are preferred by collectors and grading services. Even a circulated quarter with honest work can become a valuable collectible if it possesses a rare minting error. The 1968 Washington quarter dollar demonstrates that hidden treasures can sometimes be found among ordinary pocket change. While most examples are common, the possibility of discovering a rare variety or valuable mint error keeps collectors searching through old collections, bankrolls, and circulation every day. A quarter that seems ordinary today could become tomorrow's exciting auction discovery. Now let's move on to coin number 2 in today's countdown. The 1974 D Washington quarter dollar, struck at the Denver Mint and identified by the small D mint mark located on the obverse of the coin. At first glance, a 1974 D quarter in very fine circulated condition may appear to be nothing more than an ordinary 25-cent coin that has spent decades in everyday commerce. However, experienced collectors know that certain examples of this date can become highly collectible because of their historical significance, rare mint errors, and strong demand in the numismatic market. Even a circulated coin with visible where deserves careful examination before it is spent. The Washington Quarter Series began in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the coin quickly became one of the most recognized and collected coins in American history. The 1974 D issue belongs to the copper-nickel-clad era that followed the removal of silver from circulating quarters in 1965. Although millions of quarters were struck at the Denver Mint during 1974, collectors continue to search this date because unusual varieties and minting errors occasionally appear. The obverse features the detailed portrait of George Washington facing left with the inscriptions "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date, 1974. The reverse displays the majestic American eagle standing proudly on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, representing both military strength and peace. In very fine condition, Washington's hair retains much of its original detail. The facial features remain sharp, and the eagle's feathers are still clearly visible. Only moderate wear appears on the highest points of the design, making the coin attractive while preserving most of its important features. One reason collectors pay close attention to the 1974 D Washington quarter is the possibility of finding valuable mint errors. Some examples have been discovered with double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and other striking abnormalities. Although these mint errors are much scarcer than ordinary circulation coins, they can dramatically increase the coin's collector value. Every year, coin hunters inspect thousands of 1974 D quarters hoping to uncover one of these rare discoveries. Collector demand for the 1974 D Washington quarter remains consistently strong because Washington quarters are among the most popular coin series in the United States. Many collectors build complete date-in-mint collections, while others specialize in error coins and unusual die varieties. Since older circulated quarters gradually disappear from everyday use, collector interest in attractive, very fine examples continues to grow. In today's collector market, a normal 1974 D Washington quarter in very fine condition generally sells for only a modest premium above its face value. However, examples with authenticated mint errors or important die varieties can command significantly higher prices. Depending on the rarity of the error, the coin's condition, and professional certification, exceptional specimens have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at major coin auctions. If you own a 1974 D Washington quarter, examine it carefully using a magnifying glass and strong lighting. Inspect the date, mint mark, lettering, Washington's portrait, and the eagle on the reverse for signs of doubling, die cracks, or other unusual characteristics. Never clean the coin, even if it appears dull or dirty, because original surfaces are highly valued by collectors and professional grading services. A naturally toned circulated coin is usually worth more than one that has been cleaned. The 1974 D Washington quarter dollar proves that hidden treasures can still be found in ordinary pocket change. What appears to be a common circulated quarter may actually contain a rare mint error or valuable variety that could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That is why dedicated collectors continue searching through bankrolls, old collections, and everyday change, hoping to discover the next valuable Washington quarter. Now we move on to coin number 3 in today's countdown. The 1977 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark, a classic United States quarter that continues to attract the attention of collectors despite its ordinary appearance. Many people have found this coin in pocket change, old collections, or family coin jars, and assumed it was worth only 25 cents. However, experienced collectors know that certain 1977 quarters can become highly collectible because of rare mint errors, die varieties, and increasing demand in the auction market. Even in circulated condition, this coin deserves a careful inspection before it is spent. The 1977 Washington quarter was struck during the long-running Washington quarter series that began in 1932 to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington. The obverse features the famous portrait of Washington designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse displays the traditional American eagle standing proudly on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below. By 1977, the Washington quarter had become one of the most recognized coins in American history and was used daily across the country. A circulated 1977 quarter without a mint mark often shows honest wear from years of everyday use. Washington's hair and facial details may appear softer, while the eagle's feathers on the reverse may have lost some of their sharpness. Small scratches, contact marks, and natural gray toning are common on circulated examples. These signs of circulation tell the story of a coin that has passed through countless hands over several decades. One reason collectors continue searching for the 1977 Washington quarter is the possibility of finding valuable mint errors. Some examples have been discovered with double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and other striking abnormalities. Although these errors are rare, they could dramatically increase the value of the coin and make it highly desirable among collectors. Every year, coin hunters examine thousands of 1977 quarters, hoping to uncover one of these hidden treasures. Collector demand for the 1977 Washington quarter remains strong because Washington quarters are one of the most popular series in American numismatics. Many hobbyists enjoy completing date-in-mint collections, while others specialize in error coins and unusual die varieties. As older quarters continue disappearing from circulation, attractive circulated examples are becoming increasingly difficult to locate. In today's collector market, a standard 1977 Washington quarter in circulated condition is generally worth only a small premium above its face value. However, coins with authenticated mint errors or rare die varieties can sell for much higher prices. Depending on the rarity of the error, overall condition, and professional grading, exceptional examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at major coin auctions. If you own a 1977 Washington quarter, inspect it carefully under good lighting using a magnifying glass. Examine the date, lettering, Washington's portrait, and the eagle on the reverse for signs of doubling, die cracks, or unusual strike characteristics. Never clean the coin, as original surfaces are preferred by collectors and professional grading services. A coin with its natural appearance almost always retains greater collector appeal. The 1977 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark reminds collectors that valuable coins can still be hiding in everyday pocket change. Even a well-worn circulated quarter may contain a rare mint error or collectible variety that transforms it into a valuable auction piece. That is why experienced collectors continue searching through old collections, bank rolls, and pocket change every day, hoping to discover the next hidden treasure. Now let's continue with coin number 4 in today's countdown, the 1966 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark in circulated condition. Although this quarter may appear to be an ordinary piece of pocket change, it represents an important period in United States coinage history. Many collectors carefully search 1966 Washington quarters because they were produced during a unique time when the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from circulating coins. This historical detail, combined with the possibility of valuable mint errors, makes the 1966 quarter an exciting coin for both beginner and experienced collectors. The Washington Quarter Series was introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1966, the quarter had already become one of America's most familiar coins. The coin features George Washington's portrait on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse displays the traditional American eagle standing on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below. The 1966 issue was struck using the modern copper-nickel clad composition that replaced the earlier 90% silver quarters beginning in 1965, making it part of the early Clad Air series. One of the most interesting facts about the 1966 Washington quarter is that it was intentionally produced without a mint mark. During the nationwide coin shortage of the mid-1960s, the United States Mint removed mint marks from circulating coins between 1965 and 1967 to discourage collectors from hoarding newly minted coins. Because of this policy, every genuine 1966 Washington quarter was struck without a mint mark, making it an important date in the series. A circulated 1966 quarter typically shows moderate wear from years of everyday use. Washington's hair, cheek, and facial features may appear smooth, while the eagle on the reverse may display worn feathers and softened details. Light scratches, contact marks, and natural gray toning are common on circulated examples. Despite this wear, many coins still retain enough detail to make them attractive additions to a collection. Collectors continue to examine 1966 Washington quarters because valuable mint errors and die varieties occasionally appear. Some examples have been discovered with double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, clip planchets, broad strikes, and other minting abnormalities. Although these errors are uncommon, they can dramatically increase a coin's value. Collectors inspect every 1966 quarter carefully because a rare error coin can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Collector demand for the 1966 Washington quarter remains strong due to its historical significance and its role in the no-mint mark era. Many collectors enjoy building complete Washington quarter collections, while others focus specifically on error coins and unusual die varieties. As older clad quarters become more difficult to find in circulation, interest in the 1966 issue continues to increase. In today's collector market, a standard 1966 Washington quarter in circulated condition is generally worth only a modest premium above face value. However, authenticated mint errors and important die varieties can command much higher prices at auction. Depending on the rarity of the error, the coin's condition, and professional certification, exceptional examples have realized hundreds or even thousands of dollars when offered for sale. If you own a 1966 Washington quarter, examine it carefully under bright lighting using a magnifying glass. Inspect the date, lettering, Washington's portrait, and the reverse eagle for doubling, die cracks, strike abnormalities, or other unusual features. Never clean the coin, because original surfaces are highly valued by collectors and professional grading companies. Even a well-circulated quarter can become an exciting discovery if it contains a rare mint error. The 1966 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark reminds us that ordinary-looking coins can sometimes hide extraordinary value. A circulated quarter that has passed through countless hands over the decades could still become a prize collectible if it possesses a rare variety or significant minting error. That possibility is what keeps collectors searching through pocket change and old coin collections every single day. Now let's move on to coin number 5 in today's countdown. The 1979 D Washington quarter dollar struck at the Denver Mint and identified by the small d mint mark on the obverse. At first glance, a 1979 D quarter in very fine condition may seem like a common coin that has simply spent years in circulation. However, experienced collectors know that this date continues to attract attention because of its historical importance, collectible mint errors, and strong demand among Washington quarter enthusiasts. Even though millions of these quarters were produced, certain examples have become highly desirable in the collector market. The Washington Quarter Series has been a cornerstone of United States coinage since 1932, honoring the nation's first president, George Washington. The 1979 D issue belongs to the copper-nickel-clad era, a period that followed the transition away from silver coinage in 1965. These quarters circulated extensively throughout the United States, making them familiar to generations of Americans. Today, they remain popular with collectors because they represent an important era in modern U.S. coin history. The obverse of the 1979 D quarter features George Washington's classic portrait designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse displays the traditional American eagle standing proudly on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below. In very fine condition, the coin retains much of its original detail. Washington's hair, ribbon, and facial features remain well defined, while the eagle's feathers and surrounding inscriptions are still sharp and easy to recognize. Moderate where appears only on the highest points of the design, giving the coin an attractive circulated appearance. Although the 1979 D Washington quarter is generally considered a common issue, collectors carefully inspect these coins because valuable mint errors have been discovered. Some examples exhibit double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, clip planchets, broad strikes, and other striking abnormalities. These mint errors are significantly rarer than standard circulation coins and can dramatically increase a coin's value. Error collectors continue searching through rolls and collections, hoping to uncover one of these scarce varieties. Collector demand for the 1979 D quarter remains strong because Washington quarters are among the most widely collected United States coins. Many hobbyists strive to complete date and mint mark collections, while others specialize in mint errors and die varieties. As older clad quarters gradually disappear from circulation, attractive, very fine examples continue to gain popularity with collectors. In the current collector market, a normal 1979 D Washington quarter in very fine condition is generally worth only a modest premium above its face value. However, authenticated mint errors and important die varieties can be worth much more. Depending on the rarity of the error, overall condition, and professional grading, exceptional specimens have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at major coin auctions. These remarkable sales continue to inspire collectors to search for hidden treasures in ordinary pocket change. If you own a 1979 D Washington quarter, inspect it carefully using a magnifying glass and bright lighting. Examine the date, mint mark, lettering, Washington's portrait, and the eagle on the reverse for signs of doubling, die cracks, or other unusual features. Never clean the coin, because cleaning can permanently damage the original surface and reduce its collector value. Coins with original surfaces are always preferred by experienced collectors and professional grading services. The 1979 D Washington quarter dollar proves that even a common-looking circulated quarter can become an exciting collectible. Hidden among millions of ordinary coins could be a rare mint error or valuable variety waiting to be discovered. That is why collectors continue searching through pocket change, old collections, and bank rolls every day, hoping to find the next Washington quarter worth far more than 25 cents. And now we arrive at the last and final coin in today's countdown. The 1987 D Washington quarter dollar struck at the Denver Mint and identified by the small d mint mark on the obverse. Although this coin may appear to be an ordinary quarter in very fine circulated condition, it continues to attract attention from collectors because of its place in the Washington quarter series, the possibility of valuable mint errors, and its growing interest in today's collector market. Many people have spent this coin without realizing that certain examples can be worth much more than their face value. The 1987 D Washington quarter was produced during the copper-nickel-clad era of United States coinage. By the late 1980s, the Washington quarter had become one of the most widely used coins in everyday commerce. Featuring the timeless portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, the obverse remains one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. The reverse displays the traditional heraldic eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing both strength and peace. This classic design remained in use until the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999. A very fine 1987 D Washington quarter still preserves much of its original beauty despite years of circulation. Washington's hair, facial features, and ribbon remain clearly visible, while the eagle on the reverse retains strong feather detail and well-defined lettering. Moderate wear is present only on the highest points of the design, making the coin attractive to collectors who appreciate circulated examples with solid eye appeal. Although millions of 1987 D quarters were struck, collectors continue to search this date because valuable mint errors occasionally surface. Some coins have been discovered with double dies, die cracks, offsetter strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and other minting abnormalities. These production errors are much scarcer than normal circulation coins and can greatly increase a coin's value. As a result, many collectors inspect every 1987 D quarter carefully before adding it to their collections. Collector demand for the 1987 D Washington quarter remains strong because Washington quarters are among the most collected coins in the United States. Many hobbyists enjoy assembling complete date and mint collections, while others specialize in error coins and die varieties. Since older clad quarters are becoming less common in circulation, collector interest in attractive, very fine examples continues to grow year after year. In today's collector market, a standard 1987 D Washington quarter in very fine condition generally carries only a modest premium over face value. However, coins with authenticated mint errors or rare die varieties can command significantly higher prices. Depending on the rarity of the error, the overall condition, and professional certification, exceptional examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at major coin auctions. These remarkable sales continue to encourage collectors to examine every quarter they encounter. If you own a 1987 D Washington quarter, take the time to inspect it carefully under bright lighting with a magnifying glass. Look closely at the date, mint mark, lettering, Washington's portrait, and the eagle for signs of doubling, die cracks, or other unusual striking characteristics. Never clean the coin, because original surfaces are highly prized by collectors and professional grading services. Even a naturally worn coin can be far more desirable than one that has been cleaned. The 1987 D Washington quarter dollar perfectly concludes today's countdown by reminding us that valuable treasures can still be hiding in ordinary pocket change. While most examples are common, the possibility of finding a rare mint error or collectible variety keeps collectors searching through bank rolls, inherited collections, and everyday change. Sometimes the next valuable auction coin is already sitting in your pocket. You just have to know what to look for. And that brings us to the end of today's countdown of the top 6 rare United States Washington quarter dollars. We explored the 1968 no mint mark, 1974 D, 1977 no mint mark, 1966 no mint mark, 1979 D, and 1987 D Washington quarters, and discovered that even coins found in very fine circulated condition can sometimes become valuable collectibles. While many of these quarters are common, certain mint errors, die varieties, and well-preserved examples have attracted strong collector interest and achieved impressive prices in the auction market. The exciting part of coin collecting is that you never know where the next valuable discovery will appear. A quarter that looks ordinary today could actually be hiding a rare double die, an off-center strike, a die crack, or another unusual minting error. That is why experienced collectors carefully inspect every Washington quarter before spending it. Patience, knowledge, and attention to detail can sometimes lead to an incredible find worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The next time you receive change at a store, search through an old coin jar or look through a family coin collection. Don't overlook those older Washington quarters. Take a closer look at the date, mint mark, and every design detail. Your next rare coin could already be waiting in your pocket. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos about rare coins, valuable pocket change, and exciting auction discoveries. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. Until next time, happy coin hunting, and may your next Washington quarter be worth far more than 25 cents.